Kate,
Josh?
Kate,
Josh, is that you?
you.
It's so dark. I can't see him.
Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. We are here. It's been a while.
Yes,
It's been
and
a while. When was last time we recorded an episode?
Florence, when I was in Florence.
Oh yeah, it was the Jonathan episode, right?
Yeah, and I was really sick, remember?
Yeah, I do remember that. You were you were not having a good
I
time
was
at all.
not having a good day. I
Yeah,
was not
pretty
having a
brutal.
good week.
You
But
know,
I
it
think,
really it
yeah.
happens. So when was that? Like October?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. So it's March right now. It's March what day is it? March 19th. So since then, let's talk about what's happened since then. So I moved to Seattle.
Yes.
I live in Seattle now. I'm
You
currently in
do.
Seattle. You went to Italy, you got back from Italy, then you went to Syracuse. You went back to Syracuse.
Yes, I did. That is
Okay,
exactly
good.
true.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just, this is all a complete guess, or an educated guess, I will say, since you are in college. So I assumed you'd be going back. But not everyone does. Some people take semesters off,
Hey, you know what? I like that open-minded attitude, but for
Yeah.
me, I did go with the grain, and I did go back to school because
That's good.
I am trying to get that degree, but
That degree, man, we can talk about that later. Degrees overrated, but
Facts.
also underrated at the same time.
Facts, especially if I'm taking classes online.
Yeah. So anyway, since then, that happened. Then the decade ended, 2020. Had some New Year's Eve celebrations.
We all had such high hopes.
Mm-hmm. We were like, 2020, this is crazy. This feels like the future. We're going to have flying cars soon. We're definitely not going to get sidetracked by any little virus or anything like that, right? We have advanced medicine and technology.
No, Trump even disbanded the global pandemic branch of the government. We all were just nestled in and riding it out.
Yeah, we really were. So then some stuff happens. Kobe Bryant died, which was honestly, I don't know how much of a basketball fan you are. I think of a lot, right? You're a huge basketball fan, if I'm not mistaken.
100%. B-ball and all, bruh. No.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I can. Okay, so this is my thing with sports. Is like, even though I don't avidly follow them, I follow New England teams, obviously. But in terms of like the wider scope, I just am really appreciative of the like sports icons. So obviously Kobe Bryant, when he died, I was like, holy crap. Like that's traumatic for many, many people on this earth.
It was just weird. It was just weird. And honestly, like looking back, I think it was a fucking omen.
Dead.
Yeah, pulling out the high school vocab there, but or a harbinger. It was a harbinger.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That word. I do. And I'm not going to lie. I got a little shiver down my spine of PTSD. I was like, oh.
But seriously, obviously it's not to gloss over the fact that a student idol died, but it just felt like he was one of those people who was invincible. It was just like Kobe. Yeah. He's going to be around. He retired from basketball last year and already won a fucking Oscar. It's
I feel exactly. Christ. Also,
yeah.
Is it weird that I immediately after you said he was invincible, I just thought about Jack Black in the same sense?
Jack Black from what?
Jack Black from School of Rock, Jumanji.
Oh, no. Sorry. I don't mean that. I know who Jack Black is. What do you mean? Why? Is there a quote in a movie
you were, no, you were just he's invincible. And I was thinking about in my head, what other celebrities I consider invincible. And for some reason, Jack Black popped up. And then I was considering, I was like, what if Jack Black died because of Corona? And I was like, oh my God, I would actually genuinely be so upset because I just don't picture this world without Jack Black in it.
Right. And I mean, that's
Kobe Bryant. It's literally like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. As much as I think we worship celebrities a little bit too much in this culture, it still was very shocking and obviously super sad in general, especially because of his daughter and the other 7 people on the plane. But
yeah, let's take a second to be deep on that. I think that the reason we look at celebrities is because they're so universal and you can connect not only with them through your personal stuff or personal interactions, but you can also connect with other people. The community outreach after he died was so heartwarming.
Yeah,
yeah.
I definitely it was just, I was so that day. And I'm not like I obviously like I'm a big basketball fan, but like I wasn't like particularly like attached to Kobe as a figure. I obviously knew about him and like watched him play,
Yeah.
but like it just kind of shook me a lot. And I remember just being like so sad that day, like
Yeah.
unbelievably sad. And like that whole week I just felt weird. And like I definitely had a lot of times where I like teared up. And like then I watched the first Lakers game back was this whole like big celebration and like
Oh my
LeBron gave a speech.
God.
Oh yeah, it was like my whole house was like watching this
Aw.
Lakers game, and like half of us don't even watch basketball. Yeah, it was crazy. But anyway, so Kobe passes, and that's like, oh,
That was
that's
kind of the
tough.
beginning of the
Yeah,
end, I
and
feel.
then this coronavirus
Oh my
thing
dear God in
sweeps
hell.
us. Unbelievable. And here in Seattle, not to be like the I discovered the band before they were popular type of person, but like we were ground zero. And I actually have one of my, see if you can follow this train of connection. So
Okay, I'm ready.
my girlfriend's housemate's girlfriend.
Got it.
I guess that wasn't that difficult to follow.
It wasn't. It really wasn't, but I appreciated the warning.
Yeah, that person works at the hospital where it all started. Yeah.
So you've absolutely been exposed.
Yeah, probably.
So and you're basically the carrier for it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Guys, no, I don't somebody get Josh's address and burn it down. I'm talking to my secretary.
The scary thing, obviously, is that like I could totally have gotten it and just have no idea because a lot of people
That's
are age,
what
like,
I thought.
Yeah. So it's tough, and I don't necessarily want to do the like 30 minutes here on coronavirus because there's plenty of other avenues for people to get news on that.
Oh, if you just open, I don't know, Instagram,
or that's your go-to news source. You're such a college kid.
Don't call me a college kid. I'm no longer in college, Josh.
A college woman. Oh yeah, Kate turned 21. Also, that happened.
Oh yeah, guys, super. It's a whole new world out here. Let me tell you.
Yeah. What's it like? What's it like being 21 in America?
Oh, God, let me tell you, the world is my mother frickin' oyster, okay? Do you know how nice it is to walk down like a commercial avenue and be like, I could stop in any of these places of industry and get a cup of alcohol legally?
A cup of alcohol? I want one cup of alcohol, please. Any alcohol.
It's literally the premise. Like, it literally is. It's like just the freedom. Like, I could go, well, not right now. We're all in quarantine. But in theory, a legal adult in the country of the United States of America, am legally allowed to drink and purchase drugs now.
I know.
That's phenomenal, Josh. Like, I came back and I was legal in Italy. Great. But like, that's kind of like a vacation from your age. You're like, hell yeah. I came back and majority of my friends aren't 21 and were 21 in Florence. Oh, I mean, that didn't make sense.
Well,
I meant,
I knew.
I meant they were. I messed that one up. Tongue-tied. But so when we came back, I like texted them. I was like, "You want to go to bars? Like, because we can finally go to like the famous college bars, like Lucy's that only seniors could go to, and like all of this." And they all texted back. They're like, "Okay, well, fuck you, because we can't go." I was like, So yeah, it's great.
One of the things, yeah. Once I turned like. It's great. It's great for like a month. You go to bars, you go to liquor stores, you proudly show off your ID. And then like a month in, you're just like, okay, yeah, this is just the rest of my life now. So like,
I'm not going to lie. The magic has not worn off because I think it's because I have like, I'm not going to lie to you. It's a little bit of a thrill still because I still have my vertical ID. I haven't had time to get a horizontal ID. Oh. So every time I give it to somebody to check, they like take their time with it. And at one point, somebody almost said no. And then they saw the date. And I was like, yeah, it's real.
Yeah. It's real. So that's fun because every single time people see the vertical and they're like, oh, like,
yeah.
Come on. That's like you couldn't even like get like a horizontal fake ID. And you're like, bitch.
Honey, it's because it's real. But now it's getting kind of to the point where it's like, I should have gotten a new one in October. And now that it's so far away, I do get that look of really? You haven't gotten a new one yet? Really? Yeah. And I'm like, there's bigger fish to fry right now than my horizontal versus vertical ID.
So, like I said, we're not going to talk too much about coronavirus because there are way more informed and smarter people than we who
Oh,
can tell you
100%.
about that on other
Also, I'm
platforms.
sick
So
of it.
yeah, yeah. Honestly, like, not a fan. I gotta say, I've really been thinking about coronavirus. Not a fan. Yeah,
I
I think we can
think
sum it up that way.
I think I am fully fine with that statement, and I fully
But
support it, and I will sign
yeah,
my name under it.
I did just come up with a spur of the moment segment that we can do, which is Josh and Kate's suggestions for what to do when you're trapped in your house.
Oh my
Like
god.
like maybe like not just like obviously read a book, obviously like play an old video
Oh
game,
my god,
etc. But like
no. More interesting things. Like,
yeah,
I want
like
change.
yeah. So let's table that. We're gonna come in with that at the end. Look forward
Okay.
to that if you guys have suggestions. But
You
for the
guys
time
need some
being,
hope.
so I know we're 10 minutes in and I'm now just doing the intro, but we're back
Yeah.
with taking five, baby.
Take
It's been a bit. It's been tough, obviously, because I moved to Seattle in like late October. I drove out here. It was a good time. My
Yeah, how's
car
that
barely
been,
made it.
bro?
Or how's Seattle been?
Yeah,
Or
like, in
yeah,
general,
it's
how's
been
that
cool.
experience been going?
Honestly, it was like a little tough at first. I moved out here mostly, well, for many reasons. I was ready for change. Plus, my girlfriend lives here. Shout out Julie.
Oh
You may have
god,
heard
we
her very briefly in
love
the intro on a
Julie.
previous. Oh, you guys have never met, but that's okay.
Someday.
Someday, I
Someday.
do hope. I do hope. I mean, open invitation to come out here.
Fully gonna take it up.
But anyway, so I moved out here. Stopped working at Red 13. Shout out Red 13.
Oh
We'll see if
god,
they
love Red
survive the
13.
coronavirus outbreak. I hope so. But yeah,
Josh.
I mean, well, no, I mean, seriously, like so many small businesses are going to have to shut down. Like, I mean, it sucks. I have a friend in New York who runs like a little dessert shop cafe who's like, I talked to him the other day and basically he's like, yep, like if my landlord freezes my rent, I can keep the store. And if not, I'm screwed. And it's like, damn. But again, we're trying to have a positive note here.
Josh,
So.
you are literally the one who keeps
I'm sorry.
It's like you're like, we're not going to talk about coronavirus. Two seconds later, Josh is like, so my friend made coronavirus.
I'm sorry.
No, I love it. It's our reality. It's
our.
To be fair, it is our reality. So it's really hard to talk about things without referencing it because everything has been affected by it.
I mean, we've all been here, but Kate and I, we've been bouncing back and forth. We're trying to start back up taking five. I know it's been a couple months.
It's been some five.
Yeah. So this is just sort of a like, let's catch up. Let's remind the listeners, the dedicated listeners, that we exist. Hi,
hey,
Mom
Julie.
And Julie. And Julie's like a semi-dedicated listener, I would say.
And maybe my friend Carolyn. Maybe.
I love Carolyn.
We do. Little psycho. She is. It's okay. She knows it.
I love you, Carolyn. And yeah, we're gonna try to get back on the swing of things, especially during these quarantine times where people are at home with, and their ears are just yearning for new content to listen to.
Oh,
so we're gonna provide that content.
Thirsty.
Our interviews, unfortunately, at the time being, will consist of people who I'm allowed to be in contact with, which is my housemates. And that's about it. So I'll probably interview my housemates.
Oh, sad.
Yeah, we want to get things going again. And the good news, right now, we're recording. I'm literally just recording this in my bedroom. So we'll see how the audio quality is. It'll be worse
I'm in my attic, so.
You're in your attic? Oh, but you have like you have one of those like, cool people.
And my mom redid it, so it's like nice.
Oh, jeez, that's sick.
Yeah, because she was like, since you're going to be home longer. I was like, great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I lost my train of thought.
I did too, for some reason. Wow, weird. That's when conspiracy theory. Ready? Throwing it out there at you. Are you ever in a social setting and then all of a sudden, like for some reason, everyone kind of blanks, like what you and I just did, where we both just lost our train of thought?
Oh yeah,
I think
I start melting internally when that happens.
Okay, exactly. So I think that's the little computer chip in our brains from the government to like block, like something just happened in the world and they needed a group of people to forget it, but they couldn't zap like just a select group of people. So they zap everybody.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Like just for
I'm
like
50%,
2 minutes.
I'm 50% in.
Okay, great. That's all I need. Really. I just need that 50%
to back it up, but I like the idea. Yeah, I don't remember where we were, but let's talk about new things. So anyways, Kate and we're catching up right now. Again, we're trying not to be too coronavirus centric, but how are you feeling? You're a junior in college, you're still doing the photography thing. How you feeling about your creative industry right now?
My creative industry, I'm not so from a student perspective, hell. So like
Mm.
a bunch of my friends who are business majors or science majors, like everyone's obviously everyone is being impacted by this 100%, like so fully. But when it comes to art majors and online classes, like we are so unbelievably frustrated simply because we can't have access to any of the materials we need. Like, obviously, photo is an easier medium to do digitally, right?
Mhm.
But
Of course.
I don't have access to my studios. I don't have access to my equipment and my lighting, and I don't have access to my printing accessibility, which are like major components, but yet they're still expecting the same like standard of production. And I think
Mhm.
that that is ridiculous. And I've actually been like emailing my professors about it and just being like, you can't, like, how are we supposed to work on our junior thesis when we can't even like really interact with models or go outside or do anything, you know?
Mhm.
So it's kind of just, it feels like we're all going through jelly right now.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
slow, but still moving.
Do you mean molasses?
Well, I was a big fan of the jelly metaphor, but
I
I
mean, I
can
did
say
like the jelly.
molasses.
I guess I appreciate your originality there.
Thank you. That's what I was going for.
But
Because
I
I
was
did.
confused.
Because like
Well,
I do use the term like moving like molasses all the time, but I was like, you know what, jelly just seems more like irritating than molasses. Molasses
that's
seems
true.
like chill, like
Yeah, you're just kinda hanging
ooh,
out, like, you're stuck in the molasses, but you're looking over and,
yeah.
your neighbor's also stuck, and you're like, "Hey," it's like, "How's it going?"
But
It's kind
jelly
of a
is
bummer,
like
but we'll
you're
get there
drowning.
eventually.
Like
Yeah,
jelly,
it's
you
really
are drowning.
yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Imagine drowning in jelly. Like, just a
Have you
pool
ever
of
seen
jelly.
Studio Ghibli movies? Like Spirited Away,
Mm.
Howl's Moving Castle.
I have not seen Spirited Away, but I think I need to. I think
Um,
I'm supposed to see that, right?
I
That's like a
think
movie you're
that
supposed to see.
that is your destiny. That is your quarantine destiny for the rest of the day. That movie changed my childhood. It literally
Whoa.
is still to this day one of my favorite movies.
Wow.
But the reason I brought this up was because The Cat Returns is a Studio Ghibli film, right? And
Mhm.
it's about talking cats and like a cat kingdom. I know it sounds dumb, but it's actually a phenomenal movie. Again, Studio Ghibli coming out here. But there's a scene where the cat gets stuck in a tub of jelly and he eats his way
Oh.
out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That'd be horrible.
Oh
Imagine just, like, imagine eating, like, a jar of jelly just with a spoon, and then imagine having to eat your way out of, like, a pool of jelly
my
so that you
God.
don't drown in it.
Imagine being in a situation where you would just have to eat your way out of anything. Like that would just be so unfortunate.
What if you were in a scenario where you were drowning in, like, a giant pool of food and you had to eat your way out, what what food would you want that to be?
Oh God, this is a
Keep in mind, this is both a taste thing as well as a, like, feasibility of eating a lot of
exactly.
it.
Okay, so because obviously my mind immediately went to like ice cream, you know, because also what's working in
That's
my
so
favor
dense,
is it's
though.
yeah, exactly. I was okay, yeah. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, yeah, it tastes fantastic, love it. But also two things. A, I'm lactose intolerant. So at some point that's gonna get
Mhm.
ugly.
Okay,
And B,
let's remove that from the equation. So,
oh, I'm
like,
not lactose
lactose-free ice cream,
intolerant? Okay,
or
then
it's just, like,
yeah.
lactose-free ice cream, if that
Okay, but the
exists.
lactose-free ice cream, that just diminishes the taste aspect of this.
True. I mean, these are the trade-offs you gotta make.
Is this something I have to consider?
See, I'm
Yes.
going for something, like, really li like, something light, like, I'm thinking, like, rice cakes maybe right now, because those you could just, like, eat a lot of. Not that those are taste great, but,
I just got
think
this
about I'm
mental
thinking
image of Josh in a pool of rice cakes, just like
I'm thinking about density right here, right? Because I gotta be able to eat a lot. What's a food, like, with a lot of, like, air in it? Maybe, like,
peppers.
pepper cucumbers, just like water, basically.
Oh no, but
Oh my god.
cucumbers can fill you up. Like they'll just make you
Yeah.
pee.
Maybe lettuce, honestly, just, like, straight
Oh,
roasted
iceberg
lettuce.
lettuce.
Iceberg lettuce, yeah. Iceberg lettuce, that's my final answer. Done.
Submit, boom,
Debate
fist
debate
button,
over. Yep,
debate over. Actually, not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna hop on that train because I think that
good.
that would just be the most ideal and the most reasonable.
That's good. Anyways, okay, so part 2 of the intro, which is now 19 minutes and 44 seconds in. So again, we're back with Taking 5. I really just
Our
wanted to, like,
ADHD.
reconnect with Kate here and, like, remind us
Aw.
as well as the listeners that we still exist and we still got we're gonna keep pumping out content. We got, untapped imaginary powers that we wanna share with the world. It would be selfish to keep them to ourselves.
Oh God,
Um,
they are invincible
and
beings.
just a quick minute of what I've been up to in Seattle is I've been doing a lot of teaching like music lessons and various like audio production classes. I've been playing in a band out here, and
Hell yeah.
I've been switching from hosting the podcast to recording. So I've been recording a lot of different podcasts and like taking up some clients. So with that all being said, I now have I'm growing this network
I'm
of creative
growing this
people. Kate,
network.
it's festering, and I'm making connections, and we got like this. I got a list of names I'm gonna reach out to and be like, come on my podcast. And when they're like, I'm busy, or like that sounds dumb, I'm gonna be like, please. And then I'm gonna maybe offer them financial compensation for doing so. No, I'm not. I definitely can't do that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like,
No, not gonna do that.
also plot twist, guys, Taking 5
Mhm.
podcast and all the guests were actually trying to build a cult. So
Yeah.
question and inquiries, please send to Josh Brown or Kate Hall. Thanks.
Yeah, but also like we're looking for ideas here because like I think like it would be cool if we had like some shows with guests and like maybe some shows that don't have guests. So like maybe like maybe we can shift a little bit from like like we only release a show if it's like it's structured around an interview. Like maybe like some of the shows have interviews and some of the shows are just us like on here talking
Shooting
shit.
shit.
And like
Yeah.
maybe like a little more focused than this. So like maybe like I think some podcasts are really like are like sports focused. So like when they don't have guests on, they're just kind of like talking about sports. But we're not going to do that.
Thank
So
God.
maybe we just
Thank
talk
you.
about like music and art and like what's going on in the world and things like that. I don't know if I would hope that the dedicated listeners, the DLs as we call them, can we actually start the DLs, the dedicated listeners,
Hey, DLs.
the DLs? I would hope
All you lovely DLs
yeah,
there out there
DLs.
listening.
If you have any ideas for things you want to hear me and Kate talk about, like let us know. But for the time being, let's do some segments.
All right, which one?
All right. Well,
Fire them off.
let's start with the one that I just came up with like 15 minutes ago, which was Josh and Kate's suggestions for quarantine activities.
Got one.
Okay, go.
Okay, so something I've been doing is I went into an old box of like old craft kits I used to do as a kid and like their remains, and I started to try and like make new things out of these old like literally for ages 5 and under craft kits and like make modern art using them.
Can you give an example?
Okay, so there's well, it's dumb, but it's fun. So I made like I got this thing called My Style Studio, which is basically like you can like trace fashion designs and then like add into them afterwards, and like you can use different textures and stuff, and like they have different templates. And so I started doing that and making like modern outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would
Wow.
like to say my drawing skill has not improved since
Oh,
I was 5. But
yeah, Kate is useless if she can't use a digital interface to draw.
and you know what? Josh Brown, you are not wrong.
Yeah, with the digital interface, hey, that like that's the magic wand. That's the magic formula for you.
Oh God, you
Yeah.
put a keyboard under my fingertips. I got you.
You'll make art.
I will make it.
All right, my suggestion number 1, indoor sports. All about if you have space, if you have enough space, or if you don't have enough space, just invent space. And and especially if you have one of those like nice like slick floors that you can slide around in socks, like indoor sports, get creative. I just played a game the other day with my girlfriend where I just had a basketball in my basement, and we had about maybe like a 10-foot by 4-foot little like hallway sized space, and the game was just try to get by the other person with the
Oh my God.
basketball.
That's like
And
the kind of stuff you would
yeah,
do with like your at like family events when you were younger. You
yeah, when
know?
I was
Do
like
you
4,
you
yeah,
feel me?
like knee hockey. I
Yeah,
love
like with
knee
your
hockey.
cousins or
Oh yeah.
something, or
Did
like
you
your
ever
neighbors.
Yeah, this was I don't know if this was like a purely like little boy thing, not to like categorize it a gender, but when I was like 8, me and my friends had those like, indoor mini basketball hoops that you just hang on a door with like a
Uh-huh.
mini basketball. And the game was basketball, but there were no rules. Like it was just
Yeah.
like, do whatever you can to get that ball in the hoop. You don't need to dribble. You can dribble if you want. Elbows are par for the course, shoving, etc. And if you're on defense, it's like do whatever you can to stop that from happening. And it was just a formula for nonstop action and violence and crying for sure. A lot of crying. Almost every game. I think the game we didn't play to a score. We played until more than half the participants were crying, and then it was like, all right, well, now we have to stop.
Now it might be time to stop.
And sometimes we play it in a pool, and that's fun because then you get the new added element of drowning. Of like shoving people's heads underwater and like trying to make them be like, all right, well, this kid is I either am gonna hang on to this basketball and die doing so underwater, or I'm going to give it up and then get to live. And that's a tough. It's a really strategic element that you add to the game. So yeah, I definitely encourage everyone to come up with creative and violent indoor sports games to pass the time.
Hey, it's good exercise and it gets some of that pent up aggression out. Let me tell you, I think that's a winner. I think it's a winner.
Okay, you got another activity?
Okay, yeah, can it be like a subsection of yours?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so when you were talking about like what you used to do when you were kids, like I was like, okay, my girlfriends and I used to do something very similar, but with pillows. So basically, my friends and I would get pillows and just beat the living crap out of each other. like we'd clear a room. We'd get these pillows. I also had these like long roll pillows. And we would literally put pillows on the ground and we would just go at each other until somebody gave up. And honestly, I think it's one of the reasons I was a very like non-angry child was because I would just like literally once a week beat the crap out of my friends with a pillow.
You get it all out of the game. We did a similar version of that, but it was sleeping bag wars. So you'd just like you'd put a sleeping bag over yourself and then just like basically fight to the death. But
oh my God.
You can't really like punch or kick. It's just like you can only hurl your body into the other person.
That is so
similar ideas. Clearly, Kate and I were very violent. Yeah,
the mental image of that, Josh, is phenomenal. Let me tell you. Okay. Your turn. Let's do one more each.
Yeah, let's do one more each. Okay, so I'm trying to think of something a little bit more like maybe a little bit more tame. Let me think.
For those unaggressive people.
Yeah,
or non-aggressive people.
Get into like weird ass shit. Like learn to like make candles. Something that you like never like. How like every dad or mom has like that like weird. Usually dads, I feel like have that like weird hobby that they're obsessed. Like one of my best friends, his dad is just like obsessed with model planes. But like
oh my God.
big model planes, and like his garage is just filled with them. And like now is the time to come up with that weird habit. Get creative, Like
hey, Ned Hall just finished a 5,000 piece puzzle of the Sistine Chapel.
Ooh. I mean, puzzling's great. I definitely like puzzling, but I'm trying to think outside the box here. So like, yeah.
Hey.
What? Oh, I love
puzzling. Original.
No, I know, but I'm saying, I mean, puzzles are great. Again, I love puzzles. I just did one last weekend.
But you're talking about something that like pushes that normal realm, like something that people need to. Okay, I'm on board now.
Anyone and their grandma can go on Google, except my grandma because she doesn't know how to use a computer. But like, Google and type in like 10 things to do during quarantine, and it's gonna be like build a puzzle, read a book, watch an old movie, call an old friend, jerk off, whatever.
Dead.
And so we want to
flip that bean, ladies. Get it.
We want to put our own creative spin. So I was saying, like, come up with your future dad hobby and get started on that right now. So that's one example. Another example, one of my friends here is really into like espresso, and in the last like few weeks, espresso, like like coffee espresso.
Okay, yeah,
like the shit that you probably drank in Italy, I would imagine.
Oh, all the time. Yes.
Yeah. And like he started off, he had this like old espresso machine for a couple of years that like he was really, he would make his little mini cafe, his little mini coffees. He'd drink them out of the cute little cup. He'd put his pinky out because he's fancy. It was great. And then he found a like more advanced one online like 3 weeks ago and bought that one, and then like got a book about like the like the proper pressure levels and settings to like and like proper like weight in grams of beans to put in and the grind size
Wow.
and all this crazy shit. And then since then, like in the last 3 weeks, he has bought a like $200 bean grinder. He then found a better
What?
espresso machine. He sold his and went out and like haggled and found this new espresso machine. And he's like every day he
Haggled?
like cleans it. He like cleans it thoroughly. He like is reading his book to try to figure out how to make even better espresso. And it's like, I'm like, that's his thing. He's the espresso guy.
Okay, so can I
And that's
ask
his
you,
dad
like,
hobby.
okay, so this is going a little off the topic of the dad thing, but I am very curious about this now, so I need to ask this question. Who is
Okay.
testing all of his espresso? Who's like,
Who's what?
is anybody testing, like, is he making actual espresso or just learning about it?
Both. I mean, it's like a
Okay,
trial and error thing. Like he'll
so,
read like, oh, try this to like get an even like,
okay, yeah,
even fresher fucking grind. I don't know. And then like he'll try that and then he'll be like, okay, like I like, the temperature is more optimal, but I still feel like it's not as creamy as it should be.
yeah.
And then back to the drawing board.
Okay, fantastic. So then this is my question. Who the hell is testing all of these?
What
Because
do you mean?
that must be a very hyperactive person.
The person, you mean my friend?
Yes, because like if he's drinking that much espresso, testing it all the time, his poor
Oh
heart
yeah.
must be
Oh yeah,
going
yeah.
like,
Oh, his caffeine consumption has skyrocketed in the last month.
oh dear God. But hey,
But
you
so
know
has
what?
mine because I'm always over there. So
Hey, and you know what? But look on the bright side. At the end of the day, he might have a heart condition at the end of all this, but he has a good dad hobby.
he has his dad hobby. He's set. And the thing is, I'm getting a little nervous of it. Like, I don't know what I'm going to weirdly get into that no one except me understands. Like, maybe it will be espresso. Maybe it'll be making my own candles. Maybe I'll get into like making my own pens. I don't know. That could be cool.
That
Like, what if
actually sounds sick.
I just became like the pen guy who's just like had all these different pens and like,
Josh
you'd
Brown,
come
the
over and
pen
you'd
guy.
ask and you'd like, you'd naively be like, oh, so like, what's the difference between ballpoint and fountain? I'd be like, oh, well, let me tell you. And then, I'd go on like a nice 30-minute rant and you'd be like, why do I hang out with this guy? That could be me. That could be you. And that could be all of us.
Oh my
So now's
God.
the
A
time.
chill just went down my spine.
Okay, let's do one more segment and then let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Do you have any one in particular of the classics that you want to do?
Of the classics, Josh.
Yeah, the classics.
Oh,
You could we could do you could explain something to me. I forget what do we call that one?
the kids or like
Oh yeah, the kids.
it's
We
like
could do the kids.
the way
Have
you
like a
described it is also just so great. Do you have any
actually,
questions for me?
I have the kids one. Okay, so one of the
Okay.
thing, I mean, it's like an obvious one. But one of the things I've done out here since I've been out here is I work at this like public middle school a couple days a week, and
Mhm.
it's all eighth graders, and they're eighth graders. They fucking love TikTok. It's like
Oh
the new
dear
it's the new
God. I just
Snapchat.
threw
It's
up
like
in
what
my
Snapchat was
mouth.
three years ago, and I don't get it. I just watch them. They like will be in class, and then there'll be like 3 minutes left in class, and they'll be like waiting at the door, and they'll just like get their phone out and they'll just like do this little dance that like if I were to do in high school, people would be like, what is wrong with you? You're a weirdo. I hate you. Never ever come over to my house again, Josh. You're uninvited for my birthday party. That just never
Okay.
happened. Of course.
I
I don't
can
get it.
I will
What's
explain
the
to
thing?
you.
Okay.
So let me be transparent here, Josh. The thing with this segment is yes, I am in this generation, but I do find that my tendencies don't align with that of my generation.
Yes,
So
yes,
the
yes, of course.
TikTok thing for me is I see it, I recognize it, I kind of understand it, but at the end of the day, I don't really get it. Just because, so basically what it is TikTok is Vine. Do you remember Vine?
I do remember Vine.
Okay, TikTok is the new Vine, but it's like people use it. It's like the dumber version of Vine.
But is it like funny? Because I feel like Vine was great because it was like attempting to be as funny as possible in 6 seconds.
Yes.
And some of the good ones were genuinely really funny.
Exactly.
But TikTok is just like this weird. I don't know. My housemate was trying to make one the other day. He was like going around. We had some people over, and he was like, "I'm making a TikTok, like make a pose." And then I just watched it afterwards, and it was just like
Dumb.
our night on fast forward. But it was just us like drinking beer and playing pong and hanging out. It was like, who the fuck cares about this? Like, who wants to see this?
Exactly, Josh. No one really does, but everyone wants to think that they can become So here's the thing with TikTok. TikTok is the new way that people can just like suddenly get famous.
Okay.
So like people make videos and like do all of that. Like one of my friends is super into it because she really wants to just all of a sudden like blow up and become TikTok famous.
Mm.
And another one of my friends is like a brand ambassador for TikTok. That hurts
Whoa.
me. That hurts me. That
Well, that's at least
literally
like a
hurts me.
fucking that's at least a job. It's like an adult position.
It's
Oh, wait, or no, it's like the college brand
Yeah,
ambassador
she
thing.
doesn't
Oh,
get
never mind.
paid. She just like gets
Oh,
free
really?
merch and gives it out. But the thing with
Man.
TikTok is it's actually run by the Chinese government. And if you have it on your phone, it's actually feeding the Chinese government your data. And not
Really?
many
Or is that just
people,
like a conspiracy thing?
nope, not a conspiracy theory. If you want to enlist in the army,
I'm
you're not allowed
Googling
to have TikTok downloaded on your
TikTok
phone.
ownership. Hold on,
Are
I'm
you
doing some
Googling it?
Googling. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a Chinese video sharing social network,
See?
owned by ByteDance.
Uh-huh. I know what I'm talking about. My
But that doesn't
brother
mean
in
it's the
his tin
Chinese
hat.
government. It doesn't mean it's the Chinese government. It just means it's from China. It's about like it's run from China.
Okay, my
Uh,
brother says that so my brother Jack, love him. He goes like into the super deep depths and corners of the internet, right? Like he knows how to get to the dark web.
well, right
And
there, that's the whole point. It's the dark, you have to go if you have to go to the dark corners of the internet to like get your your
your
support for your
news. I
argument. I'm
know.
skeptical. I'm skeptical. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not saying that that's where he got it. I'm simply saying that Jack can go that far. But what
Okay.
I'm saying is that Jack did and does continue to have proof, and he shows me these things. I can't remember the specifics, so I don't want to misspeak. But I believe it is a form of the Chinese government accessing our data. However, do I still have TikTok on my phone? 100%. 100%.
Imagine being someone working at TikTok for the Chinese government trying to like spy on the US or whatever they would do. And like you're just sorting through hours of like 8th graders like doing little dances
Stupid dances.
whatever, and just being like, what a horrible job.
Josh, I'm really not gonna lie to you. One of the things I think I was gonna do today for a fun activity was learn some
Was
TikTok
making a TikTok.
dances. Well, because I
Okay.
just want to feel hip and young in my generation. Like
Kate,
I feel
overrated.
old.
I'm telling you, being old, it's lovely.
Really?
I went to guess what time? Not last night, the night before. Guess what time I went to bed?
Please tell me.
Do you have a guess?
Okay, well, obviously, if we're bringing it up, I know it's good.
I'll give you a hint. It's early. It's earlier than you would go to bed.
Like 9?
Not that bad. Not that bad.
Oh, okay.
But not much more.
Okay.
9:45.
You did.
I got in bed. I got in bed at 9 and was like watching a TV show, and then it was like 9:30 and I was like, I'm kind of tired. But more than that, it was like, if I go to bed now, I can get up early the next day and still get my 8 hours. I'm like, that's exciting to me. Like, I think you know you're old when you suddenly realize that you like mornings better than nights, that's when you're officially old.
When you would rather go to bed early, and because you look forward to waking
because
up
I'd rather have
time.
the morning. Like I'd rather have 3 extra hours in the morning than 3 extra hours at night. That's that's a shift.
For me, the way I think is, okay, if I stay up this late, that means I can wake up at like noon and then I've wasted half the day. Thank God. Is that
exactly.
Is that like a toxic
like
mindset?
I get like if I no, because I was the same way until like 3 years ago.
Bless.
But I am now at a point where like, and I've talked to like other people my age about this and they agree, like if I sleep past like 9, I get like massive anxiety. Like
really?
If I wake up past 9, it will like ruin my day. I'll be like, God, like that's I'm wasting the day. I'm like, by the time I get ready, it's going to be 9:30 and then there's only 2.5 hours left in the morning and it just spirals out. Yeah, no, it's not good.
I'm not going to lie. At school, so like when I have my 9:30 classes, at one point I like woke up to like early for my 9:30. I was doing some stuff for class and then I got a message it was canceled. And I was like, I'm up so early. I was like, I don't have class until 6 p.m. I was like, what do I do? And I started being productive. And then by the time I had gotten so much done, I looked at the clock and it was only 11 a.m. And I was like, Oh my God. I'm not going to lie. I did feel weirdly powerful.
Yeah. You're on your way, Kate. You're going to be me before you know it. And you're going to be like,
God.
what are these kids doing with their TikTok and their snap face and their cellular device?
And their chunky shoes. Bruh. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I definitely feel like I'm on this precipice of like, I am fully 50% now, like a kid, like and an adult all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like my tendencies, like I still absolutely rage when I go out. That's never going to change, hopefully, until a few years later. But then like during the day, I'm like, I need a call. Like I'm making doctor's appointments. I'm checking in on assignments. I'm like going to the grocery store. I'm meal prepping. I'm like making sure I get 8 hours of sleep. Like it's weird. It's weird.
You're growing up before my very eyes.
I mean, digitally, but yes.
Well, yeah, I guess you're growing up before my very ears.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
I have no visual proof.
Josh, do you think we'll ever see each other again?
Probably not. I mean, like, definitely no way. No, I'm kidding.
That actually just made me so upset for a second.
I'm sorry. I think so. I mean, like, my family still lives in Boston. I'm gonna come back. Okay. You're gonna graduate. You're probably gonna move out to Seattle, and we're gonna all get a house together and live happily ever after.
Oh my God!
We're gonna grow old. You're gonna find your dream guy. I'm gonna settle down with Julie, and then it's gonna be me and Julie in one bedroom. Actually, no, it's going to be me and Julie and you and future Mrs. Kate Hall or Mr. Excuse me, or Mrs. I mean, sorry, I meant Mr. But whatever you want.
I am straight, Josh. Don't worry.
Okay,
thank you.
Future Mr. Kate Hall, and we're gonna all be in a bed together like Grandpa Joe. And
I was just about to say Josephine. What is it? Grandpa Joe and Grandma Josephine, and then like George and Georgina.
Wow, real creative, Charles Dick. Was that Charles Dickens?
It was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I don't know.
No. Oh my God, what's that guy's name? What's that author's name? Who did like BFG?
Googling it. Charlie and the Chocolate.
Oh my God.
Factory.
Roald Dahl.
Oh, you got it right as I Googled it. Good catch, Josh. Nicely done.
Shout out.
That should be a segment. What? Can Josh beat Kate's Google search?
Ooh, yeah. So you asked me, like, I have to come up with a topic or like a question, and then I have to try to answer it on myself before you can.
Or I'll come up with a line of questions, and then I have to ask them. And as I ask them, I'm trying to find the answer online, and you're trying to just remember it because you're just like an encyclopedia.
Right. We'll debut it next week.
Sounds good.
Anyways, for now, Kate, yes, we will see each other again, but we will definitely hear each other again because we're back on the train.
Hells yeah, we are.
On the podcast train. We do have. I have some guests in the works that we can have on that I think will be cool. But like I said, I think we should just keep doing this at least like every other week or so, just as a way to catch up, but also to put some more what I think is entertaining content out there. But maybe it's just entertaining to us.
I think it is, but at the same time, maybe who knows? Like one of these will blow up, and then everyone will think we're entertaining.
I mean, here's the thing: it's been 43 minutes. I mean, what did we even talk about?
Not Corona.
Definitely not Corona. All right. Good luck. Good luck to everyone out there to get serious for 1 second. Good luck to everyone out there who is, going through like tough times because of this disease and maybe has been laid off or is out of work or is just experiencing any kind of difficulty.
Struggling.
We're really all in this together, which is kind of the comforting fact. Like everyone is suffering right now. And, I think hopefully we'll push through it.
I hope so.
All right.
And if not, we got this podcast, so.
If not, we got this podcast. Until next time, young Catherine.
Young Josh.
Joshua.
Young Joshua.
All right. I'm pressing stop. Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Okay, bye.